If you've been in a rut, wanting to work on yourself but don't really know where to start, maybe you read a book and you felt inspired but just don't have that sense of direction yet, this video might be for you. In this video, I'm going to talk about some habits that I've been working on since medical school that has not only made me very productive, but a lot happier. So with further ado, let's get into it. For years, it seemed like there was always something that got in the way with me prioritizing my own body. I've always known how important it is to take care of yourself physically, but for some reason I was only able to keep it up until I felt the pressure from other responsibilities and factors that pulled me away from it. From sacrificing exercise and healthy meals for studying and eating fast food, I realized that my actions were not lining up with how much I claimed to actually treasure my body. Someone said this to me once and it really stuck with me. They said if your professors decided to schedule a 1-hour class 3 times a week, you would be there. You'd complain, you'd moan, but you would be there. So why can't you just be there for yourself? Now everyone's circumstances are different, and I certainly don't believe in the idea that everyone's 24 hours are equal. But in a world that's constantly pulling my attention and my time in so many different places, taking care of my body is the way I take that power back for myself, even if it is only an hour or 2 a day. Unsurprisingly, I got way more productive when I started making time for the gym. That confidence I get looking in the gym mirror trickled down to everything else in my life. And no, this confidence has nothing to do with physical appearance or vanity. It came from knowing that I actually prioritized myself for the first time in a long time, and it gave me the feeling of control back in my life. If you feel like your life is just passing you by, I highly encourage you to start exercising. It's a keystone habit that will help you develop other habits like drinking more water, eating healthier meals, and even getting better sleep. Now, getting some exercise in doesn't have to be weightlifting, it doesn't have to be basketball, it doesn't have to be running or breaking, it doesn't have to be anything too intense. What matters the most is that it gets you up, it gets you active, and you give it a chance so you can actually start. There's a quote that I recently read that says, "We are very good at preparing to live, but not very good at living." We know how to sacrifice 10 years for a diploma, and we are willing to work very hard to get a job, a car, a house, and so on. We have difficulty remembering that we are alive in the present moment, the only moment there is for us to be alive. Now, practicing mindfulness was something that I struggled with for a long time. As a medical student, there was always another exam, something to add to my CV, worrying about board exams, preparing for rotations, student loans, and you get the idea. Now, all those things are important, but not necessarily in this moment. Practicing mindfulness pulls me away from all of that and lets me appreciate what's in front of me. I focus on what I see, what I hear, smell, taste, and feel. I ground myself with my surroundings, and then I'm able to direct my attention to the things that do matter now. There's a lot of ways to practice mindfulness, from meditation, journaling, stretching, walks, and even just shooting a basketball around. I found that what matters most is your intent. Since deliberately practicing mindfulness, I've noticed the benefits trickle into everyday tasks I do throughout the day. And even more so, I feel more at peace and just overall happier. Whether it's 1 hour or just 1 minute, if you're able to find time to just disconnect, I promise you'll thank yourself later for it. One of the best things I started doing is scheduling my family and friends before I schedule my study and my work. Obviously there's mandatory lectures and labs, and those are non-negotiables. However, since I started doing this, my productivity actually skyrocketed, and I believe that's because of 2 reasons. 1, because I know fun's around the corner, when it is time to study, I'm a lot more disciplined. And 2, I carry a lot less guilt, because this is something I always used to struggle with, and now it's a huge win for me. The last thing I want to talk about in this video is something that has given me the most return in terms of my productivity and my overall happiness. So if you incorporate what I talked about in this video this far, you may create this expectation that you'll be a fit, happy, and productive machine. And that may be true, but not all the time. And that's okay. The last habit I've been working on is showing myself some grace. You know, you're not always going to be on top of your game, and that's a-okay. As long as you're not complacent, as long as you're not just sitting there feeling sorry for yourself, it's okay to have bad days, and it's okay not to be as productive as you originally planned, as long as you just keep moving forward. Medical school or not, there's always going to be this pressure to be perfect and be this machine, and that's just not possible. By understanding your limitations and by understanding that you're human, you're actually making yourself much more productive in the long run without sacrificing your mental health. You'll end up happier, healthier, and more productive. And to me, that is a huge win. My name's Kenny Wynn, and thank you for watching my very first YouTube video. If you enjoy this kind of content, please hit subscribe and like this video. I promise I'll be uploading new videos every single Sunday at noon Mountain Standard Time. Go ahead and also comment what you liked about this video, what kind of habits you're currently working on, and what you want to see next time. Thank you and have a good one.